Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Slash Camp. Miel here, and oh my god, has this weekend been just absolutely amazing and awesome and great and just so much fun. So, I warn everyone now, this is going to be a long episode. Oh, my nose is just... Okay. I was like ready to sneeze. So I'm warning everyone now, this is going to be a very long episode. I have a lot to talk about, and especially a lot to show you guys. So, without further ado, Con! Yes, Techo Showcon. So, it was from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and 3-day event. Wasn't too bad. It was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It was so awesome. I didn't get to go to the closing ceremony, so I didn't actually get to know like exactly how many people had gone to the convention, which I probably should have because they announced Latin for next year when the convention's going on. And I got amazing swag. So let's do a quick run through of pretty much the days real quick. That way my phone's blowing up because everyone's like, how was the convention? So gonna answer that really quick because that was kind of like my mom. I know. I hate like just ignoring my mother. I hate doing that. Okay. She like really wants to know how the con was, so I'll have to call her after this. So Friday night, okay, so I was running on about 2-3 hours of sleep Friday. It's pretty dreadful, and then the adrenaline of the convention hit, and it was just amazing. So Friday night was kind of like, there's a couple things we want to go to. Everyone kind of just split up. So everyone that was in my group was just like in so many different places, and I even met up with a couple friends that I didn't take with me, which was just amazing. So Friday, signed up for LARP. It was an anime LARP. I played Major Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell. I have my paperwork somewhere. It's probably with my bag. Goose puppy. One sec. Goose puppy. Goose puppy. Goose puppy. Goose. 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 Okay, so my dog has a drinking problem, and she drinks too much too quickly, and she always turns into this goose because she's like, I don't know, hacking it up, I guess. Okay, so this was the LARP folder. I was number 2, the second one to sign up, which was just amazing. Ah, my ammo. Okay, so this was the character sheet. This is Ghost and Shell, Toko, Kusanagi. And people, we did a yearbook thing. We signed everything. And people said something nice about you. Or about your character. I did kind of like roleplay, so I did about the character. But yeah, it's pretty much like the indie character sheets, but with anime characters. And you get like items, so I got my gun, and it came with ammo. So it was amazing. I was head of security, so I'd make sure like any of the newer people didn't get in trouble. No one caused immense amounts of havoc. My nose is running. It's a paper towel. One sec. I've had a runny nose all day because it's been pretty cold out. And when it gets cold out, it's just like, it screws with my head. So yeah, LARP was so much fun. It lasted all weekend. That was pretty impressive. A good friend of mine, Steve, actually won first place for best role-playing. He was... Who was his character? Kamina from Gurren Lagann. So he did an amazing job. And I get my kicks for helping other people out. And I think it's just because I'm so used to dungeon mastering for tabletop games that my fun is to help other people and to see other people succeed. And it was both good and bad for the LARP, because it was good in the sense that I could keep like people who were coming in check and kind of help out the GMs. But it was also bad in the sense because like I'd sit back and then I'd be like, well, how's he gonna figure this out? How's he gonna figure this out? So it kind of like, it ran a little slower, but everyone else had so much fun, and it was so great to see everyone just being like, yeah, this is amazing. I'm just like, yes, that is amazing. So probably next year what I'll end up doing is get with the GMs and see if I can help with the LARP. Maybe run a module or something, play an NPC. That way I can get more of my fulfillment out of it, is to help the players. And so that'll be awesome. It also really depends, because next year we want to do a couple panels. Like me and my group of my friends want to do a couple panels. They did Dago here this year at the convention. Dago here is pretty much a full contact buffer weapon fighting style. Compared to Nero, which is like, oh, I hate you. Oh no. No, Dago here is like, rah! So it can get pretty brutal. But Josh, one of my very good friends, he was already part of Dago here before he went into the convention and was like, oh my god, Dago here is here. So he pretty much joined them for most of the weekend. And it was pretty awesome, because at least everyone got something to do. And then Jeremy, who's all like about role-playing and tabletop and stuff like that, he doesn't really know anime. He went straight to like the Call of Cthulhu, the Dresden Files RPG. He's not really into Pathfinder, but I think he sat in on a couple of the tables. And then the one table he missed was Shadowrun, because I was having a lot of technical difficulties on Sunday, and excuse me, I couldn't get out of bed in time because it was bad. Sunday for me was bad. I did that thing that the girls get once a month. Yeah, awful. Just awful. I was immobilized for about 3 hours. I couldn't move. I was just caught up in the fetal position. So it kind of ruined Sunday, seeing that everything we wanted to do was already over. And I actually did manage to get to the LARP for like the second half of it, which was so good and great, because then I got to help vote for my friend Steve. So, yay! Congrats, Steve! Congrats! But, okay, so then Friday, didn't really do much on Friday, mainly walked around. Saturday, main events for everything, went to the Masquerade. Masquerade is my specialty. When I go to a convention, I dress up, and I participate in the Masquerade. That it was really the whole reason I got into going to anime conventions, was to compete. And this year, I didn't make a costume. I had everything prepared for it. I didn't make it. I didn't feel like making it, and I'm glad I didn't. Multiple reasons. Excuse me. I had Pringles beforehand. Pringles! So I'm like, I keep burping at Pringles. So, here is, like, the pros and cons. So, one, it saved me a bit of money because I was going into the convention at minimal money, which was both good and bad, because then I wouldn't spend unnecessary money, and I'd be like, gotta keep focused, Gotta come back with at least something so we can start this month of bills. Because that's the problem. With the convention being at the very beginning of the month, it's when I pay all my bills. And it's kind of like, eh. But anywho. So, costuming with what money I had was very limited. Very limited. Really just didn't feel like it, and I didn't want to force myself to be like, oh my god, I hate this convention because I had to do this costume. And I didn't want to do that. 3, it happened that I had pneumonia for about a month before the convention. I actually still have a little bit of congestion, but that's only because the weather changed again, and now I'm getting a stuffy nose again. So I'm like, ugh. Completely unrelated to me having pneumonia though. So I did have pneumonia, which meant that would be in a month that I wouldn't have been able to work on the costume. And I would have been completely stressed. My throat. No. There we go. So, that was pre-con. After con, there was already like 5 or 6 Asunas for Sword Art Online. One even competed with Kurito. So I was like, this is great and everything, but I don't want to have to compete against someone else. And especially seeing that, I mean, I'll go balls to the walls all out. And I was just like, okay, there's just too many Asunas around here. It's good that I didn't go as Asuna. So, I did start on armor for one of the other characters, and I was just like, I'll work on it again, like, later, and do Asuna at some point, but just not right now. So, the pros of it, like, not really going, was I had more time to do stuff. I had a lot more opportunities to enjoy myself at the convention. It just seemed like a lot of the cosplayers this year weren't happy. And a lot of them seemed to be snobby. And that's something that I have to force myself to get out of, because I know that mindset. When you're at a con, when you're dressed up, you want to be at your best at all times. So you can tend to get very stuck up. And it's like, look at me, I'm in costume. Do not touch me, I'm in costume. So it gets very, like, you have to go into the convention with a completely different mindset. And I'm actually already prepping for Otakon this year. It'll be August 7th and 11th, something like that. It's like, I think it's like the first or second weekend in August. So I'm already preparing for that. And that one's going to be 25,000 people. Yes, you heard me. 25,000 people. This convention, I think they were lucky if they hit 3,000. So it's a huge convention. And I'm going to start saving up now. And so Saturday was also the rave, which I went in, I danced for a little bit. That was probably all I danced. Because there weren't very many, like, ravers. It wasn't actually technically a rave. It was just a dance with glow sticks and lights that flickered and, like, laser lights and people dressed up in kind of raver clothes. Yeah. It was just, no. So, I was kind of like, I don't feel like dealing with the migraine I had from watching strobe lights. So I left. And I sat in on a Dresden Files RPG. Which was amazeballs, but I ended up falling asleep because I was dead tired. I fell asleep in the panel room, like, on the floor. So I, like, curled up with people's coats. And I was just like, I'm going to sleep now. So that was Saturday. Well, it seems like it was uneventful, but a lot of it was me in LARP. Like, that's where I spent 80% of my time this year, was at the LARP. So as much as it seems like there wasn't much to do, oh, you know, there was a crap ton to do. I just didn't go. And then Sunday was the awful day, and it was the wrap up for everything. So it wasn't too bad. Yeah, honestly, it really wasn't too bad. I got amazing loot. I'll show you. Every year they do badges. If people haven't been to an anime convention, you get a badge. And this is this year's convention. I went with my name. I did Almir Miel and Cat Antrim. Because I honestly don't like people knowing who I am. Especially at an anime convention. Because there is a lot of people there that are just geeky creepy. So, my sign up was completely different though, which was hilarious. Because when I got to the counter, they're like, why are you putting that on the... What? Why are you putting that on your tag? It's like, I am infamous. Okay. So... that was badge. And then on the back of it, I got Christina V's autograph. And then My Soul Is Not Lost by Riven. Because she did the Riven voice acting for League of Legends. So, I had to get that. I had to get that signed. Put my badge back together. There we go. Because I keep these, like, I have a place that I put them. So I don't want to, like, mess it up and then lose one of them. So, the hat was also swag that I got, pretty much. Everything else is back there, so I'm going to bring it forward so you guys can see. Okay, so I have to get on my knees for this. I have something that's really, really big over there, so I want to, I'll get that next. Every year I get a poster from the same artist. This year, because as I was a huge Assassin's Creed fan, decided that I was going to get his Assassin's Creed artwork. Last year, I got a picture of David Tennant as Doctor Who, and I just think his work is just phenomenal. And so, like, it's just amazing. I have, like, he wrote his signature, but it's so small that I can't like read his name on it. And then of course my big item this year. Every year I do two traditional things. One, I buy a hat. Two, I buy a print from usually the same author or artist rather. Sorry, author. By the same artist. So those are my two traditional things. My third is kind of like the fun item. The item in which is, okay, I bought this because I bought this. And this year, the item is just absolutely mind-blowingly phenomenal. And it's huge. This is the item of the year. This was labeled as, the blade is dull, so it needs like completely sharpened. But that's why I was like holding it this way. This was labeled as the Elf King blade. This sword is just so awesome. There is so much detail work on it. And when I first saw this blade, I was like, okay, it's a fantasy blade. And I was like, it's probably not that functional. It's probably really just there for show. Well, it's so balanced. I can hold it one-handed. And I can actually maneuver it really well. And it's full tang, so it means the metal goes all the way down. And you can tell because it has heft here better than it has heft at the blade. So this thing was just so pretty, I had to buy it. It was my fun item for the year. I like my weapons. I love collecting weapons. And the maker, I was so, like, I knew it had to be one of two guys. I knew it. Because the way the blade's made, and I've seen a metric crap ton of their blades. I thought it had to be either Kit Ray or Gil Hibbons. Well, Gil Hibbons doesn't really do fantasy blades. And when I decided to look further into this blade, it's on the other side. It actually has, if you can, there it is. The marking at the bottom, right there, is actually Kit Ray's signature. Like his stamp that he puts on all his blades. So, and like I said, if you're worried about me, like, it's dull. It is very dull. I'll have to, like, go ahead, get a whetstone and actually sharpen it. If I want it to be functional. It couldn't even, like, the best I think this edge has is, like, here. These are sharp. The pommel is sharp. This. And then the tip, of course. But as for the blade itself, it's dull. It's a kitchen, probably butter knife dull, which is pretty sad. But I'll have to self sharpen it. But yeah, so that was like my major gift for this weekend. Trying not to run over puppies who are sleeping underneath my desk. So yes, it was just amazing. I can't wait for next year. I can't wait for AutoCon. It's just, I love me some anime conventions, but I do think it is going to be, this year might end up being my last year for an anime convention. Besides Techo, I'm gonna have to see. Really gonna have to see. Because I think I might just start going to gaming conventions. Because everything I did at the convention itself was all gaming. I went to the RPGs, I went LARPing, it was just, I didn't really go to specifically anime panels. Excuse me. So, I'm gonna see how Otakon goes, and see if it like, kind of sparks that interest to stay in anime. If not, I'll probably go do panels. Like, do panels for a weekend. And then that's it. So, I will see. On a side note, while I was gone this weekend, oh my god. So, my cats got into my computer room. And I left my computer on because I was hosting my public Minecraft server. And my computer, apparently, when I got back, had blue screened. Like, the cats, I guess, walked across the keyboard, laid on the keyboard, played with the mouse, and blue screened my computer. So I was like, oh, sigh. And I do keep a door in the computer room, but they, like, got on top of it and, like, squeezed through it. Sigh. Stupid cats. But, yeah. So, that was something that happened while I was gone. Another thing that happened while I was gone was I found out my guild for World of Warcraft had completely server transferred. And so as soon as I got back, I had to server transfer. And I was like, so, why couldn't it have been next week? But it's a good thing because it's a higher population server and we need more people. So, it's definitely a good thing that we transferred. I just, $25 out of my account now. I had the money. I just, my bills are gonna hate me this month. So, hopefully work is good. Hopefully, cross fingers, knock on wood. Ow! I got a wound while I was at the convention. That little hole, it's right there. I got it while I was at the convention. It hurts too, 'cause it's on top of my knuckles, so I always run in it. But, anywho, I've been talking for over 20 minutes now, And if you guys have any questions of how the convention was, any questions at all about this weekend, if you just have a comment or anything that you would like to ask or say, leave it in the comment section below or send it to my Twitter account. I tweet better than I actually do videos because I do videos about once a day, so I check my messages like the next day. Whereas Twitter, it's on my phone. Oh, and actually speaking of on my phone. Okay, so I had totally had like this mission. I was like, I'm huge into Assassin's Creed, and there's a crap ton of Assassin's Creed people there. So I was trying to find like the best Ezio, and she wasn't too bad. Her metalwork was just atrocious. I think it was just like fabric or a hard cardboard. So like her metalwork was, yeah, it's like a cardboard. So this girl, her costume, it was all girls. Like, there was a couple guys, but one was playing as Connor, and I felt bad for asking for his picture, so I just deleted it, because he was very self-conscious, because he was heavy-set, and he was playing as Connor. And, I actually saw two. One that played in the RPG with my good friend Jeremy, and then another one that was just, like, there. And I felt bad, because he's like, I don't really want to do a picture. He's like, I'm just dressed up in the costume. I'm like, oh, okay. So this girl, like, most of her costume was pretty good, but she bought, like, all of her leather working, and I was kind of like, that's cheating. These people were goddamn amazing. Oh, the light kind of, there we go. These guys were amazing. They played as .hack GU. And they actually won 2 competitions. They won Best Prop and I think award from the judges. So like there was a judge award that this was absolutely awesome. This is Lightning. One sec. I need to switch my focus. There we go. Hopefully now it will autofocus. But this girl was amazing. She did Lightning from 13. And she competed in the competition, but couldn't, she got DQ'd, disqualified, because it was a game. And for anime conventions, if you cosplay, it has to be video game. Or it has to be, sorry, scrap line. It has to be anime, so it can't be anything video game related. It's from Japan even, but it has to be strictly anime. And this is an evolved form of a Digimon. I thought the costume was amazing. This was funny. This was Iron Man, like kind of half Iron Man, with a guy from Halo, one of the blue Spartans from Halo. Okay, so this kid has a story, a small story. So he won Best in Show for the Masquerade, which he deserves it. Like, he just deserves having... Of course, my camera decides that it doesn't want an autofocus. Oh well. So this guy, I'm not quite sure what anime he is from. I think they said Berserk. I think. But his helmet that he made, he did it the day before the convention. And he actually had the judges, like, bow down to him. It was funny. Witch from Soul Eater. She was so cute. Boss Darth Vader. He had a clipboard. Judge Dredd was amazing. I'm gonna put these up somewhere and link you guys, because the pictures on my phone do it no justice. Okay, and this was, I had so much fun tracking this person down because she was like there one hour and then was gone. It is Caitlin from League of Legends, and she did an amazing job. She went to PAX and had someone from the League of Legends game that was just like, can you do cosplay for us? So she actually, I think she might have a job now. This made me smile because this was Helsing, and it was Sarah's Victorian Alucard. I loved the Sarahs. I didn't really like the Alucard all too much. So this is someone that I LARPed with and was playing as Kamen Rider. And then the third day was Pluto. And it was hilarious because he came to LARP dressed as Pluto. And then we found a male Pluto and a male Sailor Moon. And it was just awesome. Photobombed by a ghost from Pac-Man. And then this was actually them normal. Ah! Stupid computer. There we go. This was them, Gladys and the girl from Portal. So, it was just amazing. Okay, so because I had to take my dogs with me, Sunday we didn't leave the hotel until late because I had to take the dogs out with me and everyone was really tired for the convention. So Jeremy decided to take a nap while me and Josh like kind of cleaned up the room, and apparently the dog decided to take a nap too. But it was so cute. But yeah, that's all the photos I have for the convention. But I needed more. Like, I needed a lot more. But there weren't, like, I was busy LARPing all weekend, and there wasn't that many good cosplayers at all. Like, at all. That's like the cream of the crop for, like, the cosplayers. I got everyone that pretty much got an award, except for the Kagome and, not Kagome. The Kaoru and Kenshin cosplay group, because they won Best Craftsmanship. Her kimono was just amazing. But yeah, I didn't get that, mainly because they like disappeared. But I am currently seeing that I went through everything for the convention, and I hope you guys enjoyed my show and tell. I still need to get something to eat. I just woke up for Monday morning, even though it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, get something to eat, figure out how my character transfer went for World of Warcraft, and then I shall talk to you guys tomorrow, hopefully. I should have gameplay footage up soon. I just realized like I hadn't done a gameplay footage in forever, but I was like so concentrating on getting stuff done, and this is actually much quicker than gameplay footage, so it was. Hopefully you guys can forgive me, and then I'll put some up. Hopefully I can show off my Minecraft house, because it's just amazing at this point. But I'm gonna head off of here. I shall see you guys later, and hopefully you guys had a good weekend, just as I did, and shall talk to you guys later. Bye.